Well, we're back. We're messing with potatoes. Jim is apparently
We're talking to old
a
people.
potato.
Well, I mean, it is an Irish name, I think.
Jim Tato.
Oh, they're out of here.
Well, why are you chasing everybody off? What the fuck's wrong with you? This is a business.
Because I'm clearly trying to sabotage Sojiro's business so I can take over
Pretty
it
clearly.
and then bury his body out back. Why?
I don't know.
We can go to... Central Street.
More like Central Sheet.
I need to buy plant food.
Ah, you're gonna get regular plant food or the deluxe?
I'm getting the deluxe.
Isn't that in the under? Yeah, okay, you're going to the underground. Okay.
It's this way? No.
I cannot navigate these underground areas, so
It's this way. You just gotta follow the little foot paws, see?
this is dumb. What kind of animals running around leaving footpaws everywhere?
Probably some stupid cat.
Probably some stupid
God.
cat who tells you when to go to bed.
Damn it, Morgana.
You little shit!
You and your little...
Ruined my relationship.
Wait, no, he can't leave those little footpaws everywhere. He's got wheelie
not?
feet.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but that's only when he's in Persona World. In the real world, he has cat feet.
But he doesn't actually walk anywhere because he's a little shit that needs to be carried.
Just uses you as transportation.
I'm gonna buy a cactus.
Yeah, you think your pet's all adorable and cute, but then you can understand what it says. Then you realize it's a little asshole. Wants you to go to bed at certain times.
Well, I mean, it's a cat. They're all assholes.
Well, and cats want to go to bed all the time, so that kind of makes sense, actually.
I mean, they sleep like a third of the day.
Exactly.
2/3.
Or 2/3 of the
Yeah.
day.
I think it's more like
Gosh,
3/5, or, I don't know.
I wish I could sleep most of the day.
I
I
have.
want that vegetable juice.
I have, on occasion, slept most of the day. It is not as fun as it sounds.
Because then life comes up, rushes back at you, and it's just like, bitch, where have you been?
Yep.
And then you can't.
Yeah,
And then you can't do
you just
anything.
don't really
but
get
just-
as refreshed or whatever
Yeah.
as you think you would. Is there another movie I can see? Oh, Tank Top Millionaire again. No, we're not going to go see it
Yeah,
again.
the
Well, why
movies
did-
take for fuck ever to refresh.
Why does this place only have one movie? What kind of shitty
Because
this
movie
is a
theater
small
is that?
theater.
Because sometimes you just can't
These
afford-
billboards are just creepy as shit. Have we like discussed that about how creepy these billboards are?
I think we've mentioned it once, but yeah. Like the middle guy there, he's shirtless. But his normal skin,
Or that creepy outfit just hanging out up there?
that's a little
Oh well,
weird.
that actually is kind of creepy.
I'm
like-
watching you.
The faceless
Friendo.
things don't bother me that much. That's some Slenderman tier shit.
Fake house, well done. Ew,
Pop
I
lids!
don't like
Are
well
those
done.
push pops?
Where? Right here? Pop lip?
Pop lids. Or are they
Man,
pop lids?
Pop lip.
Remember when Slenderman was a thing? Do we
No.
even have another one of those, or are we just too afraid of the direction society is going?
Berry, mango, cola flavored. I don't know how I feel about cola flavored.
I also assume things are going to shit in Japan since this whole game is just about things going to shit.
Eh.
Oh yeah, bun. I can read that one.
Don't eat my mother. Or is it grandmother? I don't know, I don't
Well-
really speak weeb.
Well, we can meet what's his butt at the arcade now.
Talking
Henry?
about King, I forget his real name.
I only met him like way far into the game.
Yeah, like you
Ryuji?
can't even use him until quite a while. You might
Oh.
probably meet Ryuji.
You meet Ryuji right at the beginning
No.
of the
No,
game.
not Ryuji.
I thought you were talking about the arcade guy.
No.
Okay.
We're not gonna level up with him.
No, may as well.
Can I, No, I can't get placenta drink.
Can you give him a cactus?
I think you can only give those to the girls, can't you?
Yeah. I hate the present system in this game.
Like,
A lot of the presents make sense, but some of them it's just like you'd have to completely guess.
I'm gonna go try the batting cage one more.
Or I don't know, maybe I'm just a shitty present giver. And that's why I suck at it.
I mean,
I've gotten 4 out of 5 consistently. So.
I've never gotten a present out of you, DCL. I don't know. I don't know how you give gifts.
Okay, so to be fair,
he gives the gift of his presence.
I wish that was a gift.
It is called a present.
I mean, all things considering, I let myself be the butt of the jokes for most of the days in the year. So if I were to just say, fuck you, that's my gift, I think I could get away with that.
I almost hit that home run thingy.
Almost. Gosh.
Yeah, it sucks.
Oh, come on.
The only thing I can ever offer is arts.
Come on.
Nothing.
Oh, you actually got them all. Bravo. Jim, put some confetti up on screen. And some air horns.
Jim's not your editing slave. God.
Yes, he is.
Oh, wait.
No, he's Dave's editing slave. And by extension,
he gets paid for this.
Ours.
In experience and in
Fanta.
And Fanta and what's it called? What do you get paid in a lot, DCL? Exposure. That's it. Exposure.
Oh god, you mean that thing that I've literally murdered people over for?
Yeah, that. That's what Jim gets paid in.
Jim, if you just want to put a big middle finger on the screen, I'm not going to blame you.
Fuck you too, Jim. Love you, baby.
Jim is good people.
What do you mean by people?
What do you mean by people?
He thinks he's people.
I can study.
Aha, I'm better than people.
Wait, oh, bookshelf, here we are.
Yeah.
Let's do charm.
Oh shit, you could just read it anywhere?
Yeah. Well, no, at that bookshelf right there.
Why are all your books
Lets you read.
stored there? What the fuck?
They're not your books, they're the store's books, but it's the reading chair for some reason.
Well, that's fucking
you mean
stupid.
there was a chair where you could just read books at your own fucking will?
You didn't know this?
No, I always had to wait for the fucking train.
I didn't know it either.
I went through the whole game optimizing and planning out all my fucking days, and nothing mentioned this. Like, nothing. No one ever on the forum or the Reddit was just, or on a guy was just like, oh, by the way, there's just a chair you can sit in if you want to read and catch up on books.
Well, I mean, technically, you can also do that at the library at school,
think so.
I think.
I think that's what.
Oh, look, I get to read again!
We get to finish playing the game.
No, because at the library, I think you could read at the library. I forget. It's been a while.
I may be wrong on that regard, but I do know you can read at home.
I put so much hours into these games, and now it's just like poof. Everything is gone. Memory reallocated to something else. I don't even know what.
Probably art.
I wish.
Or
anime.
Or like fart.
Yay! I'm head turning now.
Yay!
Sir, just because you're joking doesn't mean that it's any less painful or accurate.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
Duh.
So how many more days of this do we have to get through?
We should have like.
We have to believe, damn it!
We should be like on the last 2 days or whatever the fuck. How many days?
She did just say 2 days.
Okay. Sorry, it's awful choppy on our end sometimes. So
yeah,
I know you guys are like 3 seconds behind the monitor I'm playing on.
Exactly.
Even that, it's like super lag.
That's unfortunately the problem with streaming these things.
The nature of team viewing.
Oh, right. This is the cats and dogs question, I think.
Well,
Nope. Wonder Key.
I know the cat's in the cradle with the silver spoon.
Little Boy Blue and the Man in the
Yeah.
Moon.
First part of one. I don't remember this question.
The first part of wonder means wonder.
Wonderbar.
Child. Wonder Child.
This is like the easiest question.
I mean, they're all easy, unless they're like questions about artistic perception that DCL gets wrong.
Hey.
No, the questions about like Japanese history or like grammar, fuck those ones. The localization team dropped the ball on those.
Well, it's like they rather completely.
Well, the game is set in Japan.
They rather completely changed the question.
Yeah.
Or made it so easy that it was.
The whole point of the localization is to make the dialogue and all that relatable to the region. Like, you're translating it to, you're localizing it to.
No. Well, see, at the same time, it's like what they did to the Phoenix Wright series, where, yes, it's localized, but they also, like, gutted a lot of...
Eat your hamburgers, Apollo!
Exactly. You see, that's just the funny joke, but there's so much that suffered because they tried to make it too American and relatable.
Well, see, the problem is that they backed themselves into a corner by making it set in America, and then they slowly started introducing more and more, like, actual Japanese stuff into the series. Like, in the newest game, there's, like, an entire... case built around what is it, like that rakugo or whatever, like a formal kind of Japanese play or something like that.
Yeah.
Or the village of the yokai or whatever.
The fucking like Pearl's village, like
yeah, that's the village of the yokai. Yeah, that's Japanese immigrants brought this over to California years ago. Or, yeah, Pearl's Village, and it's just like, I don't know.
Yes, that is a case of going, like, overboard, but localizing certain questions so that they're actually doable is not...
The thing is like, if the joke doesn't work in English when you do direct translation, then you have to change it. But if it's, like, a question about, like...
A question that the, like... localized region would have absolutely no chance of knowing.
Well, I mean, there's also questions about like mathematics or science or whatever that some people playing would never know.
Right, but those are more universal things. But like questions about like grammar or history of the place where it's set, it's fine.
Where do I go?
When you're
what do I do?
Playing it in that region. But
I'm out of stuff to do.
All I know
it's especially bad because they didn't, like, in a normal classroom setting, you would have learned that earlier on, but you don't get that in Persona. Like, they don't teach you the answers to the questions earlier and, like, bring it up later.
I mean, to be fair, it's not like you can't just literally pull up your do the whole thing.
Well, I mean, that's another problem. That's another problem I have. Like, if if a game presents you a puzzle but doesn't give you the pieces to solve the puzzle, then it is not a puzzle. It's basically handing, like in terms of these questions, if they never give you the opportunity to learn the answer,
that is exactly.
They're not presenting you a puzzle. They're presenting you a random choice.
Okay,
that is exactly what I was saying.
No, shut up for a second.
No, I know, and I was
just
clarifying on that.
Damn it.
Okay, go ahead.
Anyways. Well,
oh look, Rakugo.
In the point of presenting the puzzle pieces, you can answer the questions right for bonus intelligence, right? But the whole thing is you're trying to get the test done right, which is like at the end of whatever like semester.
Well, I get that. I get that part, but it's like if you want to maximize your knowledge gains, you have to answer these questions right, but you can't answer them correctly unless you already know the answer, and they don't teach you the answer in-game.
To be fair, if you really care that much about maximization, you really can't maximize everything without looking up a guide or trying to figure out what exactly you're going to need to do.
My point is that
they don't give you that option to do it on your own.
Like, if you wanted to play this blind without looking at a guide, and you didn't know like anything about Japanese history at all, you would never get these questions right.
Yeah.
I'd rather have questions I could never get right than the game pretend like it's not set in Japan and asking Japanese history questions.
Well, I agree with that. Like, I prefer this sort of soft localization.
Yeah, I'm not even saying like they should ask questions about American history or anything like that. I'm just saying like it should be at least localized to the point where you're not looking up like, what the fuck is a ding-dang-doodle with a flippity-flop? You know?
Why not? I'd rather have people more looking shit up like that. Americans are too centralized. We don't give a shit about
But at that point, they're
else.
just looking up the answers. They're not actually learning anything.
I mean, you
Did I win
kind
the
of
lottery?
you look it up.
Can't do that.
No, you just look up the answer.
Well, you can remember the answer.
Yeah. In fact, they expect you to remember the answer. But
Because then they
So you
test
do
you
learn.
on it again later.
But you learn in the American style where you're not actually learning anything, you're just learning how to take a test.
Well, I mean, yeah. But at the same time, the original game did the same thing, where you're just learning answers to questions in order to take your midterm
Let's
test.
just all agree that it's silly and move on.
It's a video game.
You gotta go get your protein shake.
Think of something to do.
We can't.
Could rent a DVD.
I don't want any more hardcore localization.
Not a DVD right now, unless you can watch them all like immediately. You don't want to get stuck with those late fees.
We don't need no education.
We don't need no thought control.
I'm gonna rent the X folders.
The X folders.
More like the sex folders.
No. You don't get to watch porn on this game, even though that's totally what your character would be doing, if not murdering people.
Is it?
Okay, look, this guy would rather be masturbating or murdering people.
Okay. Remember, don't go into the cafe, right?
Or both.
Yeah, don't go in there. God damn it.
You have to do something first. Go to the batting cage again.
Yeah, let's do the batting cages again.
Man, Alcahest is the closest person here to an actual Japanese person just by his love for baseball.
No. I don't like baseball.
Oh. I take
In fact, I don't like sports.
I take it back. Remember, people, you can't be Japanese unless you like baseball. It's not a stereotype of racism at all.
I don't much care for sports, but I'm a sucker for sport games, in a way.
Sports.
Especially...
Oh, yeah.
I'd rather do the actual sport than play
you
the
get the
video
thing?
game of it.
Yeah.
Nice.
You don't need no thought control.
Shit it again? You fucking...
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
I know, right?
What's up? I was looking away.
He got Elk got 2 home runs.
Oh, shit.
And he hit all of them.
Air horns. Got a muscle anklet.
Good job, Jim.
And a revival bead.
God damn it, Camel Shitter. How long does it take you to make a goddamn confession?
Well, this is why in my playthroughs I do it on the last day.
I can never leave it that long. I want to get
because it just makes it feel more thematically cool because you're like right on the edge of the
Don't bomb the
wire.
Sojiro. You gotta watch that DVD.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I always waited till the last day too, and then I found out that's actually the worst thing you can do, kind of.
Well, see, I don't care because I am not an optimal
Well, it doesn't
player.
leave it to like the second to last. Isn't that the best way?
Oh wait, yeah, that's also the thing where if you leave it for the last day. Okay, so here's the problem, right? If you wait to try to get it up all the way until you have like you're ready to send the calling card, you can't socialize with anybody because then they'll be like, "Oh, we gotta send the calling card," and that's all they fucking care about, and it locks you in. But if you wait too long and then you reach a roadblock, then you've basically gone through all that game and you get a game over and it sends you back a week.
Well, I know that, but I'm just saying I don't run into that situation. So, like, I reach the treasure on the last day that I'm able to, so that I can send the calling card the very next day and beat the dungeon.
All I'm saying is it's a bitch to have to manage that, and so I just started doing it as soon as possible. and then using the rest of the days to socialize.
I like how I like how Morgana sits in a chair like that. It's like some old dude scratching his balls. Throw on the next episode.
I just realized you're completely right. Just completely.
Guess what? It's Sunday, so we're gonna go get our fruit juice.
We're not gonna miss it this time. We're gonna redeem ourselves.
We immediately forget.
Ooh, piece of candy.
20XX5.
Alright, I first want to... don't care. Don't care. I want to do Sunday shopping.
You gotta go get your fruit juice.
Gotta get the fruit juice. What?
1 day remaining. Let's Let's drink our juice. Let's prepare our recording things so we can watch the salty tears of Camel Shitter.
Gotta go.
It'll be amazing.
Gotta go get your homosexual Semitic people. Your fruit juice.
Hey man, look, you don't get that fabulous without drinking a few bottles of fruit juice, okay?
It's incredibly bitter, but strengthens your body.
Aojiro.
Beauty Algiru.
Beauty Aojiro.
Blended with collagen.
Only 50 bucks. Jesus Christ, what a ripoff.
I'll take 10.
Good golly, Miss Molly.
Was it actually 50 bucks or was it like 5 bucks?
That was 50
It
bucks.
was 50. 5,000 yen.
Is it 5? Wait, this shit.
Think of yen as a
Take 2
cent.
zeros off.
Okay.
It's not perfect, but it's the closest. It's a very good rule of thumb.
Yep. Alright, so we got that.
Money systems that aren't American confuse me. Actually, American money systems also confuse me.
Nope, we're gonna go finish the... No, we can't do that.
I am just a confused individual.
Yes, you are.
Who is constantly confused about the things going on around him.
I'm out of money.
Yeah, you are. You're gonna have to sell yourself on the street.
I am confused about how to take that.
Yeah, we'll just hang out with him until the evening, watch the DVD, and then tomorrow is Camel Shitter's demise.
And then it's gonna be like a week of no, you can't go do anything, and your
Stay inside.
your DVD is gonna expire. You have to pay a late fee.
They don't make you pay a late fee the first time.
Yeah, they don't.
Yeah.
Actually, they don't do it the second time either.
They give you a few breaks. They're just like, okay, you little scamp, just remember.
Yeah, they just... Yeah, I think it's the third time where that's the case.
It's always about the third.
Where is my, like, Sunday shopping thing?
Is it Sunday? It's Sunday.
I'm pretty sure... Doesn't that happen on the TV?
He just checked
that's
the
why
TV.
I'm looking on the TV.
Oh, then it must not happen until the second act, I guess. I remember...
I just did it, remember? We got the party in a can.
Oh.
Got the
No, I mean,
shardy in a can.
I did it last Sunday.
Was it Sunday or Saturdays?
I think it's
Sunday.
Sunday
Because
shopping.
they warn you if you try and go to sleep without it.
I'm gonna look it up.
Maybe Morgana just really wanted you to go to bed.
Shopping Persona 5.
Ooh, I bolded up. Now I can talk to Dr. Lady.
There is no shopping on 5.1.
What?
Yeah.
What is this game? This game is Hitler.
Just like Morgana.
Literal Hitler.
Literally Hitler.
Literally
Littler.
Morgana.
Next week, though, you'll be able to get sedative masks.
I want Morgana to be the
Yay.
new Hitler insult. Instead of being Hitler, you're Morgana.
It doesn't have the same...
And then it turns out that Morgana is actually Hitler from Persona 2. Come back to find the Spear of Destiny and destroy the world.
Hitler
That
is
one
actually
makes-
Morgana's human form, yep.
That makes too much sense. Stop making sense.
but actually Hitler was actually Nyarlathotep, the crawling chaos or whatever it was.
Crawling chaos is correct.
The plot twist off top of plot twist.
Anyways,
you've never seen this
today
many plot
Camel
twists.
Shitter gets his.
Yay! Camel Shitter. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
The other day, it was like a week
I
ago.
love how you can just immediately tell the protagonist.
I don't know who's relevant here.
It is so hard to pick out relevancy.
Who could it be?
All
Could
these
it be the one girl that's not following the uniform policy in the school and is not being called out for it?
all of these people look like they could be of
Look,
equal
it's the
importance.
Kingpins.
Yeah, like I can never not see the Kingpin when I see the principal.
When's Spider-Man gonna come in and beat you up?
We
That's
are
what I was waiting
Spider-Man.
for this entire game. It never happens, and I'm disappointed.
What, Spider-Man coming in?
Yeah, it's fucking... His face made me wait for it. I was so disappointed.
Oh, look who it is.
Mr. Kamoshida, what's the... I have been...
I like how he came here to confess, but he still managed to put, his, stopwatch
Yeah.
and whistle on.
He just went to bed with those on for, the past week. I've repeatedly done things that were unbecoming of a teacher. Verbally abusing students, physically abusing my team, and sexually harassing female students.
Worst of all, my name is Camel Shitter.
My name is Harvey Weinstein.
Oh, God. Topical.
It's okay, but
Hashtag topical.
it's okay. By the time this comes out, people will have forgotten.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I thought the school was my own castle. There were even students that I sent them to expulsion simply because I didn't like them.
Rescind is a good word.
I'm truly sorry for putting such innocent youths through such horrible acts. I'm an arrogant, shallow, and shameful person. No, I'm worse than that.
I will kill myself. Like all the people on the internet
I
have
like how the
suggested.
Kingpin is just like, what the fuck?
He's like, yo, seriously? Yamaro!
I'm clearly protagonist. I'm angry.
I'm
Jesus Christ, you're
hangry.
right. Just comparing her to the rest of the students, so much protagonist.
Yeah. Well, clearly this place has a very lax. What's
Look,
it?
okay, here's how it works. You're
uniform.
not allowed to break dress code unless you look stylish in it.
See, it has specific things you have to wear, but it doesn't say anything about wearing other things on top of or under those.
I mean, is there a length requirement for that skirt? She's clearly wearing a shorter one.
True, but it looks like the same skirt as everybody else, just shorter. And she's wearing the jacket. She's just wearing another jacket underneath of that, which is very weird. But there's no way.
Casually dressed student.
But what else would he start saying things like he'll kill himself?
Yeah, because it almost got leaked. Does it go easier when you turn yourself in?
Who knows?
Who knows? Man, Kamoshida turned out to be one sick bastard.
Murmur, 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 murmur.
Oh man, I
murmur.
totally trusted that Camel Shitter man.
And now, it's my time to shine. I'm going to find Camel Shitter out back and then dice him into small pieces.
And feed him to the
Now
student
that
body.
you've admitted your
And then hide his body in the piano.
now that you've admitted your crimes, it is time for me to kill you in the most serial killer-esque of ways.
Of wise. Did you go
Wise.
a little bit Australian? Most extreme of wise. Better throw some prunes on the barbie. That's what's the problem. People always say throw some shrimp on the barbie. Nah. Down under they say prawns. I don't know what accent I was starting to go into there, so I'm just gonna drop it.
Some horrible mutant accent of British, Australian, and French or something.
I don't do a French. My friend, no, I don't, no.
You want to.
I'm just saying that's what it sounded like to me.
You want to do it, but you know you should not. You show restraint.
The only accents I can do, you know, for the most part, like stay in, is sort of Irish accents. Many other accents I just kind of, you know, slip out of a lot.
My only lines is return to class. There's nothing to see here.
I was programmed by the government.
I am government man, sent by the government. The government has sent me.
Why do I feel like it's been in a bad video game or something?
Government has sent me.
It was from Invader Zim.
Oh my god, I miss Invader Zim.
That's a good cartoon.
I am government man, sent from the government. The government has sent me. With the giant robot pig, I think it was.
Oh wait, I remember this now. God, that show. If only it realized how on the mark it was.
You know they're making a movie, right?
Yeah.
They knew how on the mark it was. It just the studio did not.
Yep.
Invader Zim.
I mean, they were supposed to be making they were supposed to be making a Sly Cooper movie, and I haven't heard shit about that.
In April 2017, Nickelodeon announced that there will be a television film based on the series. It's just a straight-to-TV film, though.
Yep. They're also doing one for Rocko's Modern Life.
Oh.
Where they've spent 20 years in space and suddenly have to deal with existing in modern society.
Rocko's Modern Life was my jam.
Like Static something. I love that show.
Let's see if they fuck
Turn
it
the page,
And also-
wash your hands. Turn the page, wash your hands. Turn the page, wash your hands.
Goddamn Filbert.
Ah.
But they're also apparently remastering Batman the animated series and releasing it on Blu-ray.
That is not the Batman theme.
You know what? Shut the... If not for the laws of this land, I'd have to kill you.
Ah, that was the best show.
Yeah, pretty good, pretty good. It's a show that introduced Harley Quinn.
It was, wasn't it? And we've seen how downhill that character has gone since.
Excuse me.
Her current incarnation in the comics is utter garbage. They made her into female Deadpool, which is dumb because there was already a female Deadpool and a Gwenpool to fill that niche.
I'm confused on what you're referring to. Because last time I saw her, she was doing pretty good with Injustice.
Injustice is a different timeline, and Injustice Harley Quinn is fan-fucking-tastic.
So what? Wait, is she not a good guy anymore in the current iteration?
In like the main continuity, she's like a Deadpool kind of anti-hero who got her power. She actually has like some kind of powers or whatever. She fell into a vat like Joker did. And
that
her
just seems lazy.
Skin is permanently stained white.
That sounds incredibly dumb.
Yeah, it is. And it gave her, you know, fourth wall breaking powers.
Oh, so you literally mean she's just Deadpool?
Yeah, she's just Deadpool.
Or a good aligned Joker.
Yeah. Partially good aligned. Like she's.
I mean, you
chaotic good.
She's still Harley Quinn, so.
You could say Injustice Harley
Chaotic
Quinn
neutral?
is good aligned Joker.
Injustice Harley Quinn is absolutely hands down my favorite depiction of Harley Quinn.
It's the most human and likable version of her.
Right.
We're missing all sorts of plot here.
People are reading it at home.
I tried to get you guys to focus the plot, and now I've just focused on plot, and now I've just given up.
If we cared about the dialogue, we'd have had it in English so we can understand it.
The text is in English.
I will strangle you. I will fucking strangle you. You made the conscious decision to put this in Japanese, so of course we're ignoring it.
I mean, hey,
Well,
let's
I'm
be
reading
honest.
it.
There'd be some purists who would have been angry if we didn't. And Outcast just
Well, you can't win.
You can't win
Outcast
either
You can't
way.
win.
To be one of the
I'm the
purists.
one that's playing it, so I would prefer it to be in
Yeah,
Japanese.
yeah. So don't be upset if we start to ignore it when it's long periods of them talking to each other.
No, that's fine. I'm just saying it's just a lot of talking they're doing here.
It's a very story-driven game. You're watching
It's almost like it's an RPG.
almost as if it's an anime.
Although, to be fair, like, there are a lot of RPGs that are not very story-heavy. Like, have you, played the original Dragon Quest?
No, actually. Like that.
That is, like, the simplest RPG. It is one character party, bare-bones story, you can only fight one monster at a time.
Man, that sounds bare bones. At least that has the excuse of being at its time limitations.
Well, it was like the first JRPG.
It has that excuse.
It was also based on a visual novel about a murder mystery,
I don't know, maybe because
which created the menu system that they went on to use in Dragon Quest, which was then copied into Final Fantasy,
maybe it's because
and it went downhill from there.
maybe it's because I'm such a weeaboo, but I do prefer most of the times good JRPGs compared to Western RPGs. I don't know, I like Mass Effect and stuff and Dragon Age.
Well, I mean, they're
but-
completely different things. D&D is a Western RPG.
Well, I mean like Western RPG games.
Well, I mean, there are Western RPG, like dungeon crawlers, and, you know, that sort of thing. Skyrim is a Western RPG.
Yeah, I'm like saying, like in recent...
I want ramen.
I prefer things like Bravely Default and Disgaea and Xenoverse compared to like actually I can't think of many really good ones I've liked. Last one I really liked was Witcher 3, and I still need to go back and finish it.
I mean, there's, you know,
Well,
Knights of the Old
Witcher 3
Republic.
counts as a Western RPG.
Witcher 3 is a Western RPG.
Yeah, Witcher 3 counts, that's why I counted it in. I need to go back and finish that, that's very good. Knights of the Old Republic I loved, but I count that as a little bit of an older time frame.
Well, I mean, of course, because that was like early 2000s.
Yeah, I'm talking like recent years, I guess.
Recent years are, well, not even Skyrim wasn't even recent.
I guess so.
But no,
Fallout 4
Skyrim
was-
is several years
No,
old, but
Skyrim is like 7 years old or
they
guess
something
it
like
still
that.
counts.
releasing it. So
They keep re-releasing it, but I'll
Yeah.
count it if it's older, if it's not older
Well,
than
I
2,
mean,
though.
that's also like how Rockstar isn't really doing it. Well, they are doing Red Dead Redemption 2, which is going to be amazing. But like they keep doing Grand Theft Auto 5 online crap.
I feel like they were just buffering time as they waited for their old game. I mean,
Yeah,
Rockstar.
No, they're not. It's making them so much money.
I mean, yeah,
like
but
Grand Theft Auto Online is making them so much money.
but it's like Rockstar's
ridiculous.
never really rushed out a game anyways. So even with GTA Online being their cash cow, it's not like they
Mhm.
would have gotten to Red Dead any sooner.
how are they making money off of GTA Online?
just
Is
like
it just
little
microtransactions?
because people buy those like money cards to buy like the $5 million planes they release, or the new yacht that
they
they
keep
release,
releasing,
or
like,
the
new-
mansion that they release. So it's
Okay.
like they release these huge content updates. Then people are like, I don't feel like grinding for like 30 hours to get like one car, so I'm just gonna spend like $30
Oh, okay.
and just buy them
I
outright.
didn't know that they were still releasing like vehicles and shit like that for it.
I mean, they literally just came out with one.
It's only
haven't
for the
really played
online
it.
mode, which you don't even have to pay attention to. Like the single player is good fucking enough on its own right.
But it's almost to the point where there's more content in GTA Online than there is in the original game.
I mean, I guess, but it took a while to get there.
Yeah.
It's not like I would have preferred for them to have gotten more content on the online version retroactive.
Crossword.
I mean, after the fact, than them being like, EA, it's just like, hey, we just strapped on the single player, but here's all the multiplayer shit that's also strapped on. Give us more money.
Crosswords. I had no idea those were in the game.
I don't know, man. All I'm saying is that I don't hate Rockstar yet.
Can I just say,
they haven't become the villain in my eyes.
That is a shitty-ass crossword.
Yeah.
If Rockstar fucks up Red Dead Redemption 2 with microtransactions, then I'll consider them dead and evil.
Oh, you know, they're definitely gonna have microtransactions in there somewhere. You gotta buy a new hat, man.
Okay, if they fuck up the single-player experience for the microtransactions, because GTA Online has microtransactions, but they're not...
They do, but they allow you to, like... you don't need to do it.
It's gonna turn out like Shadow of War, where even doing the single-player campaign, you get crates that drop and you need to pay real money to open them.
If it's Shadow of War or Star Wars Battlefront 2...
That sounds horrible.
Yeah, that's why Shadow of War has got terrible user reviews.
So he wants us to pawn that medal, but first we gotta go do the dishes.
I will say this on fucking stream, that if I ever play Shadows of War, it's going to be pirated, because fuck that loot box shit.
You can just disable, like, the online aspect.
No, they say you can't.
Well, that's how I play Dark Souls games. It's like I turn off all the online functionality for it.
But yeah, the loot boxes. The reason why the Metacritic reviews are so like mixed is because, like, oh yeah, the game's good, but the loot boxes fucking grind the game to a halt because you have to rather grind for shit or you just buy the loot boxes, which should not be a thing in a $60 fucking game.
But you can, when you start the game up, you can just say you don't want to do the online stuff, and it completely takes out any, like, reminders for microtransactions or anything like that.
Yeah, I'll wait for a hack.
That does not excuse the game at all, because microtransactions in a single-player game is the single dumbest thing that EA has ever come up with.
Oh, absolutely. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah. But, I mean, the gameplay is apparently good, so, I mean...
I just hate that business model in general, but I realize it makes them so much money, so why not throw it in?
I hate it so much because it only has potential of ruining the game. It never helps it.
Looking at you, Bethesda, with your Creation Club bullshit.
Paid mods.
That idea was not bad to start with. Like, people have been talking about,
I can get behind it.
People have been talking about, like, the mod
like
makers really need, like, recognition and payment and all that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. What I was about to say is, like, that works if you get, like, a big community that works, like, really hard on, like, really high-level mods and then sell them like DLC.
Right.
That makes sense. But when you're like, oh yeah, just whatever we throw up on here, we can charge for and make money off of.
They fumbled it hard, which is disappointing because they had fumbled the predecessor hard as well.
Yeah.
The way it works, though, it's not even good to the mod creators. What happens is Bethesda pays them up front for a mod. The mod creator does not get a portion of the sales. So it doesn't matter how well or poorly a mod does, the mod creator gets paid no matter what. But if a mod is good, they don't see that money. Like, that all goes straight into Bethesda's pockets.
That's like the same thing with, like, D&D. Like, you can go write, like, a new module for D&D, and you sell the rights to Wizards of the Coast, and you don't see any royalties on it. You just get that flat fee up front.
I don't know. I guess I can't blame them too much for taking the model, but yeah, you can easily see how that was gonna bite back, and how people were not gonna be happy with it.
Oh look, it's Mrs. Who's your barber? Who's your tailor? Lady.
Who is your daddy, and what did he do?
Exactly.
Literally that, though.
But like the mod thing is just
the mod thing is
all
stupid.
The current mods like on there cost more than the DLC does right now, and you get less out of it.
Microtransactions are fucking stupid, and they need to stop putting them in $60 games.
Especially, because the thing I find more egregious than microtransactions is day one DLC.
You know, day one DLC is shit.
Or DLC that exists on the disc and you pay to unlock it.
I can see both sides, because sometimes when a game is finished, they'll start working on DLC immediately. Sometimes it's done for day one, and sometimes they have it done before like the game ships, so they can put it on the disc before.
But I'm talking about, stuff like, what was it, Street Fighter, where you had to pay to unlock?
It was Capcom. It was, okay, I think
Marvel vs. Capcom?
It was Street Fighter 5 as well, but that was a weird, different thing.
But you had to pay to unlock characters that existed physically on the disc.
Yeah, that was Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and I never forgave them for that.
That was another thing Bethesda fumbled, because all that are paid mods got downloaded to your computer, whether or not you bought them. You just had to pay to unlock them.
Yeah, so they take up space without even doing anything. Alright, we're gonna go sell this metal.
But yeah, I still think microtransactions are the worst evil, because they affect the gameplay. Because you don't put those in unless you want them to buy them, and the only way you can ensure that people buy them is by making sure that the game is to the point where it incentivizes, they fuck with the game so you buy it. They make it a phone game where not buying it means lots of waiting and or grinding just to get the same thing.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And that just fucks with the game flow. And that's the main reason why I'm so pissed off of Shadow of the War. I wanted that game to be flawless, and I knew they were going to try their hardest. I was going to accept it if it was just a bad game or a mad game, but now it's just like, I'm just so angry. It's like, you've ruined the game, Warner Brothers. It's not even their fault. The developers can't even judge the game on its own merits because I'm too busy being pissed off at fucking loot crates.
$300 get!
I want to jump back to the Bethesda thing and point out one of my big sticking points with that is you need to buy points. You can't just buy the individual DLCs
oh yeah, because
for money.
If they get you into a fucking point system, they can just oddly number everything so you can never have enough.
They came up with the Bethesda point system, and so you have to buy a bunch of points before you can buy your mods. But here's the thing. The point systems for Skyrim and Fallout 4 are completely different.
Oh my fucking...
They could have just easily had it so that the point systems are for both,
you know what,
but they fucked that up too.
Well, you know what? That brings up one of my main sticking points with video games and companies, Nintendo. And their whole... You can buy the same game with the same account on multiple different devices, but you can't use it on... If you buy it one place, you can't use it anywhere else. You have to buy it on every single console.
Yeah, that is dumb.
Even if you use the same accounts. Like, what's the point of linking these accounts? You don't get to use the games you've bought.
Nintendo can be dumb. It's weird. It's so much... It's kind of harder to get... For me, at least, to get mad at Nintendo when EA's too busy being this gigantic douche nozzle along with the rest of the fucking companies. Like, Nintendo does its stupid shit, but I don't know.
Yep.
The point is that AAA, anybody who has lots of money is instantly a douchebag. Until proven otherwise.
Well,
back to guns.
Money is the root of all evil.
No, it's not. People are. They just abuse money.
Power.
I don't even agree with that. Like, if
What's in the bag?
What's in the fucking bag, Bond?
People are just douchebags. Pure and simple.
He told us not to look.
But it could be like a head or like a creepy baby, like in a PT.
So
Morgana's shitty face. Come on, open the bag.
I have a problem with this whole thing.
Yo.
The guy gives you the model gun to be like, hey, just bring this back, and, whatever. Then you hold on to it for like 5 months. Because to return it, you have to have a certain level of guts. Which you just cannot get until like half the year is gone.
Well, I mean, if he wants it back, he could ask you.
Yeah, so that's the dumbest thing. The guy just gives you a gun.
Well, he wants it out of the shop so the
Right,
police can't
but he
get
tells
it.
you...
So he doesn't really care about getting it back, I would think.
He just wanted a safer way to dispose it, and you were kind of that safer
He
way.
tells you to bring it back, though.
Yeah, but I don't think he's, like, really beat up about it.
Well, then why don't we
remember
just fucking use it? Because we need
It
to
makes
get the...
more...
We need to gather up the guts to be like, hey, can we buy something like this off of you? When
I remember the
apparently
story
doesn't care.
reasons for it. It kind of makes a little bit more sense. Your character, on the other hand, is just being weird.
Yeah.
Well, your character's weird in
Well,
general.
why couldn't you just be like, here's your fucking bag back, and then, like, months later say, hey, can we buy something that was like that gun? Once you got your guts up? If you really need guts up to ask about that?
Forget if that's not what you do, in fact. I forget what exactly you do about
I don't think I've actually gotten that far.
I remember his story.
You ask him about it, and then he starts letting you customize guns.
Anyways,
Chinese?
Wait, what are we still doing? I guess we still have to finish this episode because we got camels.
Well, we sold the metal that we stole from Camel Shitter, and that's pretty much it. Other than like stuffing our faces at a buffet.
Right. So maybe we should leave the buffet for next time on Character Select.
We should. 'Cause that's
think
a
so.
whole thing.
Yeah, that is a big ass fucking portion of the game.
But
So, aw. You gotta feed it. You gotta jizz all over it. Give it its
Oh my God.
protein.
I only eat all natural protein in my protein shakes.
Wasn't that one of the things that Harvey Weinstein got in trouble for too? Like making somebody watch him jerk off into a plant? Or was that somebody else?
I don't know. I don't really care. He's a douchebag and he's gone.
Yeah. Anyway,
Well, I mean, damn it. Fine. Fuck.
no,
cut me
go
off.
ahead.
I was gonna say the whole problem's the fact that Hollywood's kind of let it happen. Like, even if he's gone, the problem is more the Hollywood system itself.
No, that's just human nature.
I mean, yeah, it's
the Hollywood system, the political system, the everything
The weird
system.
thing is that we know about it and we make jokes about it all the time in Hollywood, and yet it's like nobody.
Well, I mean, it's sort of. I mean, if you want to talk about it, I mean, it's sort of like this game where the parents and the police and the principal and the school all knew what Camel Shitter was doing.
But nobody.
They didn't do anything because he was winning them games. So they didn't do anything about Harvey Weinstein because he was producing, Hollywood blockbusters, and no one cared enough to come out and say anything.
This game is a modern commentary. It really is.
Yep.
So,
that's why it's so good.
Next time on Character Select, we'll go stuff our faces and celebrate Camel Shitter's demise.
And eat all the beef.
Yes,
all right.
Where's the beef? Where's the fucking beef?
What I want to know is where the potatoes.
Yeah.
Who took my potatoes?
Jim, did you take the potatoes? I know.
Jim always takes
We're
potatoes.
gonna.
Speaking of potatoes, I'm gonna go get some French fries.
Where are the other spuds going?
All right, well, you enjoy your French fries.
Make sure to click that like button down below if you liked it. And, I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts on all this? I don't know. Leave comments down below.
Microtransactions are the devil. Find the potatoes, and Camel Cheaters a shit.
We're sort of leaving it off here. Let us know if you want us to continue down in the comments, and we'll see you next time.
Goodbye.
Bye.